Happy Tuesday training, friends. All right, it is Tuesday training. All right, I am doing this live on Facebook, which, if you know, you know, I'm not that big of a fan of the old Book of Faces. But here I am because I've noticed normally what I do is I will record on my phone through Facebook because it's better video quality. But I've noticed the last few videos have been out of sync when it comes to audio. I'm working on that. Okay, I'm working on that. I do not have my, I didn't, I don't have my iPad. Let me go grab my iPad from the other room and we're going to get started. So that should give people just a moment to just to hop on. So let me grab that. I got started today and just did not bring everything in. So that's all right. That's how we roll, right? Okay. Um, as is with the Book of Faces, it is a little bit harder for me to see comments. So I'm going to try and get to those, but I may have to answer them afterwards. That's okay. That's okay, right? We got this. Okay. Today we are talking all about social media and how we are posting. I keep wanting to look down here at the cameras up there. How we are going to, oh, I can see Crystal. Hi, Crystal. So happy you're here. Crystal is rocking her business this month. I am so excited. I love it. Love it. Love it. Social media for me is honestly how, if you guys know my story, I'm not going to go into it today, but in other videos I have, social media is where I do the majority of my business. So the majority of my customers come from social media. My customer base is built upon getting those customers and then pulling them in and then retaining them, right? So those customers begin to be repeat customers. My hosts are repeat hosts. Not to say that I don't get brand new hosts or brand new customers, right? Because I do. But I will say that those leads are coming. Some of them are starting to come more locally simply because I have done a little bit more branding locally. I'm involved in some community things around the city where I live. I'm also utilizing the app Next Door. So if you guys are not familiar with that app, it's literally like an app for you and your neighborhood, right? So you like put in your address kind of a thing and you can connect with neighbors. In and around your surrounding areas. And so that has definitely helped me to reach more of a local audience. But aside from that, and from branding myself and my vehicle, the majority of my business, like I said, online. It's coming from online. And I do a lot of that through Instagram mainly. That's probably the top source. My second source happens to be YouTube. And then my third, I'd probably have to say Book of Faces. But um, with that being said, there's kind of a different strategy with each platform. And now, for a lot of you who especially are just getting started or trying to figure out where your groove is when it comes to social media, I'm going to tell you this right here, right now. Get ready to write it down. Okay. Are you ready? Are you ready? You do not have to master all social media. You don't. Okay. I've said it. It's out there. A lot of times I see people struggling, specifically when they are newer or they've never really done like direct sales or they haven't really been serious in their business and now they are, right? So they're making that transition. Um, the very first thing I normally hear is, well, I don't know how to post on TikTok and Instagram and Facebook. And I don't understand, why it's not working. I'm posting there, but it's not working. Here's the thing is that posting on each platform, if it's Instagram and Facebook, right? There are two different ways to really be posting to be able to do it with intention, meaning to get that return on investment, right? To either get that customer or to get a new team member or to have someone start to be interested in your business and what you're doing, right? There's two different ways to really get that because Instagram and Facebook, even though they're all under the Meta umbrella, right? They're literally two different platforms that focus on different things. Okay. They focus on different things. So we have to adjust our social media strategy a little bit to be able to have something be successful on one platform versus another. Because here's the lesson that I learned the hard way. And that was that if I was just applying, like I take my social media strategy and I just plaster it, and I do the same thing on Facebook and Instagram and TikTok and Pinterest and Snapchat or whatever, right? Like wherever I'm at, I'm putting the same thing. It's the same content. Here's the thing. It's not going to perform the same way for every platform. So if you are newer to social media, if you are trying to figure out your groove and how you really fit in, I want you to first pick your platform of choice. That's not saying, oh, well, Jacqui uses Instagram, so I have to use Instagram so I can be successful like she's being. Or Robin uses Facebook and she's more successful on Facebook, so I need to do what's working for her. No, 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 no. You need to figure out what's working for you. And here's how to figure that out, okay? Here's the secret recipe. First of all, pick the one that you like the most. You like the most. Whether that's Facebook, Pinterest, TikTok, Instagram, pick one. Pick the one that you usually go to. We all have one, I'm sure. I will tell you the very first thing that I do every single day when I actually, after I, wake up and get ready and all the things, right? When I sit down, the very first thing I do is I open my email, check my email, and then I open up Instagram. And then I go to Facebook and check there. And then I go to YouTube and then I go to Pinterest. Like I kind of go all the way down the list. And that's literally the list of where my preference lies. Okay. Because I do have and feel more comfortable on Instagram, that's the one that I focus on. So because it's comfortable and it's something that I like, I'm going to be more passionate about it. I want to learn more about that platform and how to leverage it because I like it and I already like spending time on it. So I don't care which one that is. So as we talk today through this training and as we'll talk through, trainings beyond this, I want you to really think of that, okay? You don't have to match my strategy or Robin's strategy or Cassie's strategy or Amber's strategy, right? You don't have to be matching other people in order to really figure out what is going to work for you. You need to figure out, number one, which one is it that you like the most and that you spend the most time on. Make that your priority, and you are going to try and learn that as much as you can. Okay? The second part of that is then once you've got that one figured out, then you can move on to a second one. So don't try and bite off all of them at once. And also, like I said, I know it's easy and it might seem like a shortcut, but it's a shortcut for a reason. That if you're posting something on Instagram and you're expecting the same results on Facebook or the same results on TikTok, you're not going to get them because each platform is set up a little bit differently and the users on that platform use the content differently. Okay, so I want to just make that clear before we even start out with anything. All right. So social media, when it all comes down to it, really, it is all just about attraction marketing. It's attraction marketing. And I know a lot of you have probably seen, maybe even follow a lot of people who, not even in the world of Scentsy, right? That are just straight up influencers, right? Maybe they're the ones doing the reels or doing the TikToks, right? And you're just like, "Oh, I wish I could be like that." All of that is attraction marketing, friends. A lot of people will call it affiliate marketing or influencer marketing, stuff like that, right? That is what you are doing to get that know, like, and trust factor. I know you've heard it, but it is so very true, right? The people who know you, who like you, who begin to trust you, who start to follow you, who are commenting on your posts, right? Those are the people that you're talking to, okay? That becomes your audience. And being able to speak directly to your audience is going to help you in knowing how to actually leverage the social media and what to be posting on that social media. Okay. All right. So we have to have that know, like, trust factor. We have to use social media for its intended purpose, and that would be to be social. That's right. We're going to have to engage with our followers, with the people who are liking or commenting or sharing what we are putting out. Okay. We need to build those relationships, because here's the thing: building a social media relationship with people who are already following you, those are the people, again, that is your target audience, right? Those are the people who are more likely when there's a sale or a new release or, oh my gosh, can you believe we now have this, right? Those are the people who are going to listen. Their ears are going to perk up. They're going to listen because they already know what you bring to the table. They already know how you're sharing tips or ideas, or maybe you share pictures or whatever it is, right? Whatever it is, they are going to follow suit and they are going to be more interested because you now have influence, because they know, like, and trust you. Okay. So we have to build on those relationships. So that means that's going to take a little bit of effort on your part. And I'm not going to lie, social media marketing, even outside of Scentsy, social media marketing truly has a strategy, a tried and true strategy. Um, so, sorry. When my director texts me, I have to text her back. So there we go. All right. Big things happening. Okay. Anyway, sorry. I need to stop. I should put the focus mode on. That's what I should have done. In fact, let me do that now so I don't scroll off again. Let's just do it. And that's another thing. When I am working, I set up focus modes on my phone. Now, this is an Apple thing, so you Droid people, I'm sorry. I don't know if there's a way for you to do this or not. I really don't know. I really don't. I really don't. Really don't. But Apple has a focus mode. And so you can see I've got many types of focus modes. But one is like straight up do not disturb. That goes off and turns down my notifications at night. I have one that is work. I have one that is sleep. I'm unplugged. I have one that is my dang birthday, right? I only want certain notifications on that day. Family, driving, and then I have one for recording. And what that does is that stops all of those things popping up around me. So heads up, Sanderson. I'll be with you in a second. Okay, so we're going to build those authentic relationships, right? We're going to build those authentic relationships by engaging back with the people who are commenting or liking on our posts. Now, you want to make sure that whether or not you are on Instagram or Facebook, and I'm going to probably focus on those two, but we can apply to the other ones later. But these are probably the most two that are frequently used, that people are the most probably comfortable with. Engaging back, right? So if somebody comments and says, "Oh my gosh, that's a gorgeous warmer," or "I love that warmer," right? You're going to engage back, meaning you're going to comment back, and you're going to be like, "Oh my gosh, thank you so much. It's one that I've had my eyes on forever, and I finally got it, and I am so happy." Right? Like you're going to engage back with them. And then what you're going to do is you're going to make sure that you are friends on that platform or following each other on that platform, right? Because if it's like TikTok or Instagram, right, you want to be following. Now you can do the same thing on Facebook where you follow people. And I like to be able to do that with those who are customers that I have engaged with, right? Now, I can just look through my feed and I can see other Scentsy consultants because I love networking with other consultants, obviously. That's part of who Jacqui is. I just love to network. I love to share. I love to be collaborating and all the things, okay? But I also have to be very intentional with looking at just my target audience, right? Those are my customers or future customers or team members or future team members, right? That's my target audience, right? Well, not so much team if I'm selling things, but you get the gist. Okay. So I want to be looking because I want to be building those relationships. I want to see, when they just got married or they're celebrating an anniversary or they just bought a house for the first time, right? Whatever it is, those are the people that I want to make sure that I'm following. So outside of my business, I'm truly making connections. Those connections are going to be literally the ties that bind. Have you heard that phrase before, right? The ties that bind. Those are going to be the things that are going to tie them to you because if they, again, know, like, and trust you, right? If that is part of it, then when you do have things that you're working on an incentive, you've got goals, right? Or you're trying to hit your personal goal. You're trying to make sure that they get, that they're a fan of Harry Potter and that we've got that coming out on September 1st, right? You want to make sure that you're reaching out and saying, "Oh my gosh, Emily, I know how much you love Harry Potter just like me. Guess what's coming on September 1st? I don't want you to miss out." And you want to be letting them know, right? That's how we build those relationships. So that's why I said, I really like to be able to just be very transparent in my social media. I share a lot of things on my social media. I share my family. I share my dog. I'm a dog mom, right? I love to share the things that I'm doing, food. I mean, I started as oh, technically online. My online presence originally started because I was doing a cooking or a food blog. And that's how I originally started really getting into social media. And so food for me, yes, it's a passion. It's something that I love, right? And so I want to share those things with the people who are following me. So are you understanding where I'm going with this, right? You need to be able to incorporate things that are you, not just all about your business all the time. Because here's the thing, if you're just doing business, 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 then people are going to start tuning you out, or they're going to unfollow you, or they're going to, not interact with your post, which means that big bad A word, that algorithm, right, that everybody fears, that's what happens, right? They fall out, or you fall out of their feed because they're no longer interacting with you. So therefore, Facebook, the platform, sees, "Oh, well, it doesn't look like they're connecting. They're not being social. So probably let's pull them out of their feed." That's why people say, "How come nobody's seeing my posts anymore?" That's why. That's why, because you have failed to engage with your people who are following you. So you're either overselling, you're doing too much sales, you're doing too much of your business, or you're not sharing, or you're not engaging back. Those are the things that are going to drive your social media, okay? You have to be doing those. So you have to be intentional when you're doing that. Like I said, I will turn on my focus mode. I will turn it out. I will turn on my Amazon Music. I don't want to say the name, right? The A word of her. I don't want to say her name because she'll turn on. But you get my drift, right? Like I will get into my own groove and I will just focus on what I need to focus on and being intentional with, okay, let me go back through and let me see who has commented on my posts. Now, are they fellow consultants? Great. I'm going to continue those relationships because I love those relationships, right? Now, are they customers that I already know or friends, right? That are outside, like I know in real life, right? People still do that. You have friends from in real life, right? You still want to be engaging with them. If you have people who you don't maybe recognize that are engaging, oh my gosh, you need to be jumping on those people, right? So you need to be responding to their comments or, thank you so much. I really appreciate that when they're like, oh, I love your picture. That's so cute. Or I love how you decorated that way, whatever, right? Engage back, engage back. You're going to build that from there. So I want you to, when you are looking about social media, I want you to look beyond your business. What are you beyond your business? You're going to have to get real with yourself, right? What makes you unique? What drives you? What makes you light up and get excited? What do you burn the midnight oil for, right? What are you doing that you're just like, oh, I love doing this, right? For me, a lot of that happens to be like digital planning and doing things like that on Procreate and drawing. I'm a fangirl, right? I'm a fangirl of Nightmare Before Christmas. I'm a Harry Potter fangirl. I love my Stranger Things. I love all those things, right? So those are the things that I'm sharing with my social media following because I don't want them to just see me. Yes, it's great to just be seen as the Scentsy consultant, right? But I also want them to know me because that's how they're going to build relationships. So find those passion areas for you. What are they? If you need to make a list and write it down, then do that. But you need to start working those posts into your social media. Those of you, and I know that there are those of you out there, and I don't mean this to be rude. I don't mean this to be disrespectful. I just want to give you the most honest and best advice I can. Stop posting and praying. Don't post and pray. If you are somebody who is getting on your social media and you are only posting once a week or once every 2 weeks or once a month about your business, friends, that's not going to be helping you in your social media. It's just not. So if you want to move your social media, if you want to grow your social media presence, then you have got to step up your game. You need a plan on how you're going to do this. Now, one of the ways for me is I schedule a day, and usually it's a Thursday when I am doing more of my social media marketing. Thursdays and sometimes Saturdays, because depending on the weekends, I may or may not have time to do some work because with family and everything going on. Or it just might be, you know what? Jacqui taking the weekend off. It's been a long week. Okay. But Thursday is my main day. So what does my Thursday look like? My Thursday looks like I want to go back and I want to see who's commenting on my Instagram, who's commenting on my Facebook, who's commenting on my YouTube. Where am I at with TikTok, right? I'm still starting to just grow my TikTok. I haven't been that involved with TikTok, but I'm starting to try and branch out because it's time for me to branch out, right? I have really batted down or hammered down Instagram. I've pretty much hammered down Facebook, because I mean, as much as anybody can, right? Because it's always changing. I've hammered down Pinterest. I've got that. I need to be able to move beyond that. And so opening myself up to TikTok, I'm obviously working on that. So I am just working one step at a time, picking a platform, getting used to it, building those contacts, building those relationships. Once I feel confident, then I'm moving on to the next. But Thursday for me is really spent on replying to those messages so I can create those relationships. I will even take notes on, and I, again, I'm more digital, whatever. If you use a notebook or a planner, use it that way. But like I go on my Trello board and I will put in for my customers or for people who are, I even have a Trello card for future customers, right? These are people who I'm connecting with on social media, and I will put, found on Instagram or follows me on Instagram and comments a lot. Seems to really like the licensed products or whatever, right? Like I'm keeping notes of these people because, for one, when I am responding to comments or what have you, right, I know a little bit more. The same way I would do if it was a true customer, somebody who's already purchased from me. I do the same thing with those customers. My last two orders were orders that were filled with Nightmare Before Christmas because we have an amazing deal on our Nightmare Before Christmas right now, right? So what did I do with those two new customers? Well, first of all, when I add, my system is to add them to a Trello board, and then I instantly thank them for their order. I use boards in order to do that. I use that app. And then I use Trello to tell me when and how to connect. And so in Trello is when I'm making those notes. Loves and I do my own shorthand, right? I'm the one who's reading these notes. So you probably have your own shorthand as well. It doesn't have to be typed out exactly, right? But I will put loves NBC, Nightmare Before Christmas, or loves HP, loves Harry Potter, right? You might want to distinguish that because Hocus Pocus is the same initials. I'm actually writing out Hocus Pocus, but whatever works for you, right? The whole point is making those little notes. So when a new product releases in that category, then I know exactly who to reach out to. I know exactly who to shoot a message to and be like, oh my gosh, Natalie, you're not going to believe this new Jack Skellington that just came out or is about to come out in September, October, November, December, whatever it is, right? I want her to know right away. And what that does is that creates that social media relationship, right? That's just continuing to build upon it. That is me serving my customers. So find your system. And if you haven't got a system, I know I have trained, I've done lots of trainings on systems. So you can look at my YouTube channel and look for those videos that are systems. You will find them. But I will also say that on September 7th, I believe, let me go ahead and double check that before I say that out loud. It is, gosh, look at me remembering dates. Oh my goodness, who am I? September 7th, we are going to be having the Bliss monthly meeting, and it is with Star Director Robin Hatfield. She is going to be going over her systems. Now, she is somebody that I collaborate with on a regular basis, but I will tell you, she is very much paper oriented. Okay. I'm paper oriented when it comes to notes and taking notes on everything that, any trainings I watch, any meetings or collaborations I'm part of, I take notes. At some point, I was being really good and I was then uploading them and transferring them into my iPad and into my planner there. But I just keep the notebooks now. But I will go back when I do have, I want to say, free moments. They're few and far between now. But when my business was smaller, it was a lot easier for me to keep track. I will say that. Now, this is a good problem to have, right? When you've got a larger business, your customer base is growing, it's harder to go back to those things that you really love. And that's why I said some of my passions are, I love digital planning. I love just writing it all out. It's very cathartic to me. Um, it's very therapeutic to me. So in the evenings when I've left my office, I usually try and leave. This is my office, right? I usually try and leave here by 11 o'clock every night. Sometimes I can leave earlier. Sometimes I leave later. It depends on what's going on in my business and what I did or didn't get accomplished that day. But when I leave the office, I shut the damn door. Okay. I shut the door, and then I will go out and I will go out on the couch. It's usually when it's time, I've got chronic pain issues, but I will go out and I will sit on my heating pad and I will pull back, and then I will have my iPad, and then I can go back and put things in. And one of those things is to then take like the important notes or the things that I want to be able to take on forward, and I will transcribe them in. But that's just me, and it's just something that I enjoy doing. And so that's what I like to do. I know I'm a complete, really weird person, but it's fine. I love me. Anyway, all right. So we are showing our people on social media we are not just here for sales, right? We are also opening up to things that we enjoy and things we like. We're sharing those things, okay? Start sharing those things. You're going to find that you're going to build more relationships when you start being authentic and real and not just looking for what content is going to grab more eyes, but really just being authentic, right? Just being authentic. Not every post that you put out there has to be some cultivated post. When you were putting a post out there, I did in my stories actually. Did I do it in my story? I think I did it in my stories the other day. And it was just me talking about my husband and how much I appreciate how much he's doing for our family, right? So it's just ways of bringing me in. It's not so much for, oh, is this going to, get a whole lot of people to look? I don't care if it does or doesn't, but it's showing me at the end of the day. And that's who I want people to connect with Jacqui, with the real me, right? Who's a mom and a wife who loves to cook, who is a nerd and does digital planning, even when she's sitting on the couch watching or binge watching some show, right? That is just who I am. That's it. And those are the parts that you need to start sharing more. Okay. I'm not saying share the deep, dark secrets. Nobody's needing or wanting to even hear that, right? Nobody needs that. But it's not a diary, but it should be authentically you and sharing those things that literally do bring you joy. What brings you joy outside of Scentsy? Create something that is really going to look at your business in the long term. Okay. So, again, pick a platform that naturally you're attracted to or that you tend to spend the most time. Stay consistent on that platform. I told you before with love, right? Please do not post and pray. Do not be that person who puts out one post on Instagram once a month and then you're reaching out to your sponsor or to me or to your other upline or whoever that is, right? And saying, I don't get it. I posted out there and I even posted the same thing that so-and-so posted, but it's not working for me. For one, it's probably not going to sound authentic because you just copied and pasted. For two, you haven't done enough connection on your social media to really get people interested in whatever it is that you're posting. And for three, you haven't been consistent. So when you're not consistent, that big bad algorithm is going to come bite you in the ass because it is strictly because the algorithm, if it sees you consistently posting on a regular basis, you are going to, because of the algorithm, be thrown into more and more and more of other people's feeds. They're going to see your content, right? So if you're just posting once a week, if you're just posting once a month, you probably aren't showing up in a whole lot of feeds. I'm not trying to be awful about it. I'm just telling you the way that it is. If you want this to be successful, if you want to grow on social media, you're going to have to show up. And I will tell you that even when I was working a 40+ corporate job, when I couldn't pick up my phone, what I was doing was I was working smarter, not harder. I was scheduling posts out. I was using different things that would help me to still have the consistency without me having to pick up my phone and be like, oh, it's been like 2 days since I've posted anything. I should probably post something, right? And then going, oh, what do I post? Let me go take a picture of the window, right? We have to be intentional with our social media. So if you're someone sitting there saying, I don't have the time, Jacqui, first of all, I hate that. Don't tell me that. Don't tell me you don't have time. I've worked this business for over 10 years. My youngest was 2.5 when I started this business. Do you think that was easy? Plus I was working overnights, 12-hour shifts, not fun. And picking up all the overtime that I could, not fun. Okay? Not fun. Not fun at all. So there were times when it was like, oh, I am just too exhausted. But I found the time because my mindset was, I need to make this business work. And for me, I don't have time to do home parties. I'm not good at events. I've got chronic illnesses and diseases, right? I can't go out there and lift all the things and be in the heat and be standing for that long. Like my body will shut down at the end of that day, right? I can't. I can't. And so I needed to find an alternative to do that. And the alternative for me was social media. So that's what I dove into literally head first. I am going to learn about social media. I didn't come into Scentsy knowing anything about social media. I have a degree in accounting that has nothing to do with social media. I worked for a very large health system here in the Kansas City metro area, and I did patient accounting for workers' compensation claims and motor vehicle claims and third-party liability and VA and transplants, and I don't even know what else they threw at me now because it's been so long since I've done it, right? So that didn't fit into social media. I had to put the time in to learn about it. I had to take time to figure out how it was working. And then I needed to figure out a plan to do it, to execute it, so it would start. So when I was working that full-time job and didn't have the time, okay, I needed to make the time. I needed to work smarter, not harder. So that's when apps like Visly, if you're somebody who has heard of Visly or you use Visly for Facebook parties, heads up, you can use it for something else. I personally am not a fan of Visly. It didn't work for me. We didn't connect, okay? It was a blind date, didn't work out well. I blocked the number, okay? That's how it worked out with me and Visly. I utilized SendShare, and SendShare worked so much better for me. I had absolutely no issues with SendShare. I loved it because I could not only connect it directly with my Canva, so I could pull in, because I do a lot of my work in Canva, right? So I was able to instantly pull in anything from Canva because it's connected to SendShare. I was able to really just plot out and plan a month in advance. And so I will get on SendShare, and that's what I would do, is I would literally plan out my social media content. Plus SendShare gives me graphics and gives me things that I can actually use in my posting to stay consistent on social media. Now, in my description down below the video when it's on YouTube, or if you go to my Instagram, the link in my bio, you will see I have a code for a free trial of SendShare. So if that's something that you're interested in, go give it a try, right? If you're somebody saying, I don't have the time, you need to be able to put something in place like Visly, like SendShare, okay, that is going to do that posting for you. It's going to do it. Now, you can also utilize Facebook, but you can only do this for groups to where you can actually schedule those posts out. So you might want to just use Facebook in and of itself to schedule your posts to go out just for Facebook. But that was the other thing with SendShare, right? I'm an Instagram gal. SendShare also connects with Instagram and will automatically post to Instagram for me. I can schedule posts to go to Instagram. Psh, that's why SendShare was such a winner for me, right? Because I was not only able to do that with Facebook, but I was able to do it with Instagram and Pinterest, all in the same swoop. And I was being very consistent by doing that, okay? So again, that link will be below if you need that, if that's something that you're going to need. But stay consistent. Give content that adds value. Value. Remember your target audience. What do they want? What do they want to see? Do they want to hear about what the scents smell like? Well, then you need to be doing more content about either doing unboxings, about, oh my gosh, I just got my order in and I got the Marvel 9 Realms. Let's sniff it together. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my gosh. I haven't smelled this in a hot minute. That's, that's actually kind of good. It's almost got like a little citrusy in there, but a little like manly, like woodsy or musky. I don't know. All right. There you go. Right? That's content that's going to add value. Now I've got the scent in my nose. Now that scent's just there. I'm going to smell it for the next hour. Good thing it was good, right? So you need to be giving value. Maybe that's unboxing the things that arrive, right? Earlier today, I did an unboxing and I was so extremely proud. I'm still extremely proud. I got my Oogie Boogie finally. I'm so excited. Adding that to my Nightmare Before Christmas collection. Haven't decided where I'm putting it. But those are the things that are going to add value, right? Your customers, your target audience, your future customers, your current customers, your future team members, your current team members. They want to know. So giving them the value that they need, not what you want to post, or not because you've seen 60 other people post about blah, blah, blah. Oh, look, everybody's posting about that. I should probably do the same thing. Oh, I'll just copy their words and use the same picture. Y'all, I see this on a daily basis where literally I can open up my newsfeed and I can see the same post from at least 5, 6, 12, 15 different people. And I'm just sitting there like, guys, can we be a little bit more original? Can we put a little bit more of yourself into this? Because even if I didn't know what was going on, I could look at all of these same posts and be like, they're copying and pasting. If you're going to copy and paste because you're at a loss of what to say or what to write in a caption, that's fine. But use it as a template. Do not leave it as is. Make it you in some way, shape, or form. I don't care what that looks like. If you're a silly person, if you're a mom, if you're like me and you're a fangirl or a fan guy about something, right? Throw that stuff in. Those are the pieces that people want to know about you. They want to get to know you. You have to have those pieces. So I know my friend Cassie, Texas, she is somebody who she says, and God, I love her for it. Because she's so brutally honest. She's like, here's the thing, guys, I am a duplicator. I'm not somebody who can just like me, I can look at a blank page in Canva and that's how I prefer to start, right? Blank page, blank slate. I love to start it. How am I going to start it? And I go from there. Texas is different when it comes to that, right? She's like, no. I need to work from a template and then like, okay, I'm going to replace that because that's obviously not my picture. Or I think this would look more like me and my brand. Or these colors match me better. So let me change these colors around. And oh, that font, okay, that looks a little not like me. Let me put that in. And that little wording down at the bottom, like, hey, girl, hey, that's not something in my vocabulary, right? So why am I putting that on the damn flyer? Okay, those are the things, right? But she's taking it and making it her own. Okay, now, if you're somebody who, again, you're not just good with coming up with content. I preach this, I don't even know how often, okay? The two things that sit on my desk wherever I'm working, even if some days I like to go have an out of office day once a week. I work at home, people. I work at home. My dog is the person who hears me all day long. We have conversations. We laugh, we enjoy, we might have a treat, we might go sit outside, right? But there are times when I need to get myself out of the damn house, okay? I will drive my butt up to Starbucks and I will sit there for an hour or 2 hours. I will enjoy a nice warm beverage or sometimes an iced beverage, right? And I will sit there. But the two things I take with me, well, three things, are my catalog. I always have my product training guide. And then I take my iPad. That's how it works, right? So whether it's your laptop, whether it's your phone, whatever, you take things with you. Maybe sometimes it takes just going and sitting in a new place. You can go up and sit at Panera, places like that that have like the, you see a lot of people working their businesses. That's Panera where I live. It's Panera, it's Starbucks. There's a couple local coffee shops here in town that do the same thing. The library, go sit at the library for an hour. My goodness, okay? The whole point is putting yourself in a new situation. It's going to breathe a little bit of life into what you're doing. So if you are struggling for wording and you're tired of copying and pasting, then you need to be looking at your product training guide. If you don't have one in person, and you're like, Jacqui, I just don't have the money to order that. You can get it electronically, okay? All you have to do is log into your workstation, go to training. You will see in the brochures, it'll be the product training guide. You can download the PDF version. I actually have it. There it is. I've downloaded it. It is on, well, I'll go back to the front. It is on my iPad. All I have to do at any time is just scroll through. You can do the same thing if it's on your laptop. It doesn't have to be an iPad, right? That's just how I work, right? But that's my point. You can have it digital too. You don't have to have a physical copy, but for me, I'm a visual person. So next time you put in an order one or two of these, okay? They're $2. $2. Order it, because in here it is going to give you sales tips. It's going to give you wording that you can use. Maybe you're talking about the pet line. This tells you right here, sales tips. Explain which products to use on which pets. Best Buds Suds pet shampoo is for both dogs and cats. Did you know it was also for cats? My cats will never take a bath. Let me just put that out there right now. Maybe yours do, and that's awesome. And maybe my customers do. That's awesome. Mine, not so much. They're going to be like, no. It includes cleansing agents to clean the skin and coat and must be rinsed off, right? So how can you make that into a sentence? Hey, where are my cat and dog lovers? Oh my gosh, we've got our Best Bud shampoo, pet shampoo, and it is absolutely fantastic. I used it on my dog last week, and I loved it because it left his undercoat and his actual skin like free from all of the allergens that are out there right now with this time of year, right? Keeps him from itching. Not only are you sharing a post about you and your life, like for me, I'm a dog, right? Okay. I'm sharing that. They know that I'm a dog mom. I'm sharing the fact of how it worked for me because it shows I am using the products, okay? And for 3, it's giving value. It's showing my customers, I had no idea it would work on cats. Like I said, my cat's not so much, but other people may have cats that they do bathe or they like to be bathed. I don't know. Cats are weird, right? But they may like to. I will tell you, Hero is not the biggest fan when it comes to water. He is not a water dog. He's just not. He's just not. Bless his little soft heart. He's not. So it's a thing when we take a bath, okay? It's a whole thing. But I do it, and then I'm able to have that experience. Just doesn't have to be with the pet shampoo. It can be with anything, right? It can be with the Unplugged, the travel twist. So maybe you're posting about the brand new travel twist. And in our Harvest catalog, right, we've got it in what? Maple rum cake, I think is the fragrance that it's in. Oh my gosh, that's going to smell amazing. Let me just say that. But maybe you want to figure out what to say about it, right? The features and benefits, no leaks, no drips, no mess. How can you work that into a sentence? I guarantee you can. The slim portable design makes it super easy to use. Twist the lid to release as much or as little fragrance as desired. Lasts up to 30 days. Great for the office, closets, drawers, gym bags, diaper bags, purses, and hotel rooms. Hello. I sent one with Madison for her locker for school, okay? Don't you think that the guy next to her hasn't already asked her, what is in your locker that smells like that? And she pulled out the darn travel twist and showed him, okay? Now, maybe she's going to be, start selling at school. I don't know. But I'm just saying, work it in, okay? Another thing, and I know I'm running over on time, so I'm going to try and wrap this up real quick. Okay, so another thing, find your people. Find your people. Find your people, okay? I have my people. I will tell you, when I'm having a bad day, those are the people that I go to. It's not necessarily my upline, right? It's not necessarily my superstar director. It is the people that I have those network connections with, my other consultant friends that I network with, the ones that are really like within my circle. Those are the ones who know the most about me. And I feel perfectly safe opening up to them and saying, oh my gosh, it has been a horrible month in sales. I don't know what I'm doing. I need you guys to help me out, right? And they will sit there and brainstorm with me. So if you don't have those circles, if you don't have those people, you need to start engaging on your social media and start building those relationships. Oh my gosh, we've got this group. We've got the Bliss group. There's other Facebook groups for Scentsy consultants out there. I guarantee you can find somebody that you can find and build a relationship or a friendship network, friendship with. Okay. You can do that. Those people are going to be the ones who are going to support you and raise you up. If they're not doing that, those aren't your people. Go find new people. Find new people. Connect a solution to a problem. So when you're on social media, find ways to add a solution, right? I did a reel just yesterday because I was vacuuming the house and I stopped and I was like, no, Jacqui, I need to do a quick reel. And so I went and I grabbed the washer whiffs and I showed how I sprinkle it on the carpet. And usually I do that maybe once a week or once every other week. I don't do it every time I vacuum. I would go through washer whiffs like crazy. My whole house is carpet except for the tile in the kitchen and the bathrooms, right? So I would go through a lot of washer whiffs. I'm not trying to waste all my product, but at least once a month, whatever, I will go through and I will sprinkle out my washer whiffs and then vacuum them up. And I was like, okay, I'm going to go ahead and do a reel while I'm doing this so I can show how I'm doing this, right? I'm giving a solution to a problem. I'm not the only one who vacuums. I'm not the only one who, when they vacuum, they feel like, I like my carpet. I like my vacuum lines very much. Gives me very much joy. Must have them. We even taught Madison how to do the vacuum lines properly because, we have to teach these things. So I have that, right? It brings me joy, but it brings me even more joy because it's a quick release of fragrance. And it instantly just makes like the whole room smell just a little bit better. I haven't just changed my wax. I didn't have to go through all that. I didn't change the oil in the diffuser. I just vacuumed, but I just happened to sprinkle a little bit of washer whiffs around. That's giving value to who's my target audience, right? Future customers, current customers, future team members, right? I'm giving value to my target audience. I want them to see this is what I do. This is how I use it in my life. And this is something that might help you because did you know you could do this, right? So find solutions to problems. Remember, you are planting seeds, okay? They may not run out and go by. It doesn't mean that when I did that yesterday, that this morning I woke up to 5 orders with washer whiffs. No, but I'm planting those seeds. So the next time they are ready to place an order, they're probably going to be like, hey, by the way, about those washer whiffs, right? Okay. Last thing I have on here, and I've already talked about it, was be consistent. Keep your online social space alive, and that is so flipping true. So true. Okay. Influence, using the social media audience that you have, okay? Don't focus on your numbers. Focus on the people who are already there. Okay, I know that in this day and age, the numbers mean everything, right? Let me just tell you right now, okay? Let me just be completely honest. I have a team of over 240 people on my team. Are all 240 people working their business? No. Okay. If I have 240 followers on Instagram, are all 240 followers buying Scentsy from me? No. No, they're not, right? But I'm not focused on the numbers. I'm focused on who's engaging. Who is engaging? That's where I'm going to spend my time. That's who I'm going to focus to. So that's what I'm going to look at when I'm saying use the audience you have. Use the people who are already interacting with you. And if they're not yet, it's because you need to go back. You need to rewind. You need to rewind and you need to go back to the beginning of this video where we talked about what to do to build those engagements and to build those relationships. Okay. Creating and sharing your lifestyle branding. Hello, that was a perfect example with the washer whiffs and the flippin' vacuum. I do a reel every so often with me doing the laundry. I love our Scent Soft. Freaking love it. And I am getting into, oh my gosh, I got Fluffy Fleece and the laundry liquid and the Scent Soft. I haven't gotten it in the washer whiffs, but I got it in those two products because those are the two products I use every single load I do. But that's how I use it, right? So I'm showing that. How do I change my wax? So every Wednesday, I do a whole post on Wax Wednesday, right? I share how I'm using the product, okay? I will every so often do a reel on the Scentsy Fresh. How do I use it? And it's a reel of me going around, spraying the curtain, spraying the couch, spraying the bed, right? Spraying the bath mat, spraying the shower curtain in the bathroom. Those are the things that I'm showing, right? So I'm creating that lifestyle branding. This is how I live my life, right? Okay. Your brand is unique to you, so stay consistent. You are your brand. Scentsy is not your brand. You are your brand. What are you about, right? Kimber here on our team has a really great brand with her dog, right? So it's more of her and Buddy. Her and Buddy. And so her and her dog, right? She will even make up fun stickers and fun notes saying, you know, Buddy helped me. He was my assistant today. I hope you enjoy your order. Little fun things like that, right? That's her branding. Sanderson, my director, right over here. We all know she's the queen of the cats, okay? Waxy Cats is her jam, right? You will see that branding, I guarantee you. Even if it's not the first picture, it will be the second picture you see on any of her social media. That's what I'm talking about. Find your branding. It doesn't have to be animals. It can be mom. It can be I love Netflixing and whatever. So when I'm Netflixing and chilling, this is the scent that I put in my warmers, right? Just find you. Find you in all of this, okay? What else do I have? Anything on here? I think I've pretty much covered it all. Oh, and I'll share this picture because I don't remember when I did this. This is in 2020, I believe. Okay. And so when I was writing this training up, and I showed a picture of my weekly wax picks. Again, that's my Saturday. That's my Wednesday post, right? Every Wednesday I change my wax, and I have been using the same post. It looks just like this, but well, there's a different font and more dishes that I'm filling up. But this is what I do. Every single week on Wednesday, I change my wax. I take a picture. I take a picture. And it may seem stupid. It may seem like, oh, Jacqui, nobody wants to see that. These are the posts. I even wrote it. Let me just throw my iPad all the way around the house. These posts on Instagram get a lot of attention. Yes, they do. People want to see that. Oh my gosh, they want to see it. So start sharing more of what you are doing, okay? Am I there? Am I there? Okay, I think it ended out for a second. Okay. All right, so start sharing more of what you're doing. Incorporate what you're doing, okay? My friend Vicky is very good with her branding. It's more farmhouse. She has so much adorable knickknacks and things that she takes pictures of that immediately catch the eye. She knows exactly who she's marketing to, right? She knows it. And she's got it down. So those are the things that I want you to look at when you're looking at social media and how to really take your social media to the next level. So let's rewind and let's cap this off because I've already gone way over my time today. I did not intend for this to go this long, but it's an important topic. I feel if you're going to build your business on social media, invest your time into learning social media. Remember, we're going to first pick the platform you are most comfortable with, that you enjoy being on, that you like to spend time on, whatever that is. I don't care. I don't care. It does not matter. Okay. Pick that one, get good at it. Then you can move on to another one. Okay. So that's rule number one. That's what you're going to do. Rule number two is you're going to Add in your personality. You're not just going to sell, 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 post and pray. I'm going to put this post out about Harry Potter coming out on September 1st. Who wants to order him? How come nobody's messaging me? Because that's not a post. Okay, that's not a post. You need to be pouring into why they should. Remember, give value. That leads us into number 3. Give value. Share those tips, right? I did a reel last week that actually I did a while ago. Recycle your own content, people. Recycle your content. I did a reel. I redid the reel, or not redid it. I just reposted it. A reel about how I take the dish soap and I take the pump from my laundry liquid or my scent soft, right? Because I use those things. I take the pump when those are empty and I save them because I then use it because it screws right into the top perfectly of a dish soap. I don't know about you guys, but I wash dishes. Okay, I wash dishes every single day. And yes, I hand wash certain things and then other things go in the dishwasher, right? But I need my dish soap. And I hated flipping the cap and pouring it. I hated it. I hated it. So I found a way around it. I put a pump on the darn thing. Do you know how easy that is for me now when I'm doing dishes? I'm giving value. I'm sharing tips with my customers. Maybe you want to show how you walk around with some cotton balls and instantly soak up the wax, and then you're just putting new wax in, right? Share those things. People want the value that you can give them. Why? Because you're a Scentsy consultant. You're the consultant. You're the one that they're looking for to help them with tips on how to use the products, right? So for you, it may seem like, well, I'm pretty sure, Jacqui, everybody knows how to change their wax. Trust me, doing this for over 10 years, I don't even know how many times I've had a brand new customer come to me and say, hey, I got my warmer, but I added a couple more cubes in there and I just don't smell them. Did you empty out the wax first? No, I'm supposed to empty out the wax? Yes. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. You're supposed to empty out the wax. Here's a great tip. If you have some cotton balls around the house, just pop those in there. This dish is perfectly safe. It's not going to burn anything, right? You can put felt, you can put cotton in there, and it's not going to burn. I'm not even going to lie. I have left a cotton cleanup in a warmer. I don't even know how many times, or I don't even know how long, right? It doesn't burn because the way that our warmers are set up are only to warm to a certain temperature. That's why our bulbs are built for our warmers. Okay, so show them how to do that. It may seem trivial to you, but trust me, you're going to help somebody else out there. I guarantee it. Share the tips that you have found. Be consistent. Be consistent in your social media. For the people in the back, please be consistent. Like I said, don't always be sharing or don't always be selling. Be sharing. Sharing what you're doing. Sharing what you want to order. What is on your wish list? Maybe you have a wish list. Share that. Why is it on your wish list? Is it because that warmer reminds you of something? Is it because, oh my gosh, I love Nightmare Before Christmas, so I had to get this? Right? Those are the other things, right? And then again, pouring yourself into that, your branding into that, whatever that may be. This is how you're going to succeed on social media. And this is just the beginning, guys. Once you have kind of mastered all of this, and it's going to take a minute, okay? Don't get down on yourself and be like, yeah, I tried it. It didn't work. Okay, how long did you try it? And what were you doing? Because here's the thing. Here's the thing. And again, I know I'm going over time and I'm so sorry, but I think it's so important. And that's why I have to throw this in. At the end of every month, I do a self-audit. What is working in my business, specifically on social media? What posts got the most attention? Was it me sharing a tip? Was it me sharing my wax? Was it me doing an unboxing of the new scents I got in? Was it me showing off one of the new products? What was it that was getting the most attention? Because that's what I'm going to continue with next month. Okay, that's working. What did I do that didn't get a whole lot of attention? Oh, I posted a couple flyers and that got 0 response. Okay, got it. Not going to post those next month. Okay. Oh, look at my VIP page. Oh gosh, I went like 2 weeks without even posting anything. All right, I got to make sure that I'm doing that. So maybe you're busy. Okay, so you're going to use those helpers. You're going to use Visly. You're going to use SendShare, whichever it is that works for you. Like I said, I do have that free trial with SendShare. By all means, you know me. Date it first. See if it's going to work for you. Okay. When you need help on how to figure it out, I know I personally have videos on it. Okay. But you can just go on YouTube. You can find a video on how to learn more about it. Invest 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes, whatever it is, in listening or watching a video. I know one of my good friends, Miss Janelle, she is somebody who is working all day. She can't listen to a whole lot of training. So what does she do? On her way home, she's playing it on her phone, but obviously she's not watching it, but she's playing it. So she's literally listening to the training on her way home. What I used to do when I was working the 40+ hours and I needed to get my training in and I needed to figure out, what that training was that day so I can learn more about X, Y, and Z. When I was cooking dinner, I would set up my iPhone or my iPad. Sometimes it was the laptop, right? Because that's what I had at the time for a long time. And I would set up the laptop and I would literally just have it playing as I was cooking dinner. So at least I was listening to it. Those are just some of the things that you can do for those of you who say, I don't have time. You don't have time because you haven't made the time. Make the time to pour into the things that are going to be important and propel you in your business. Plain and simple. Plain and simple. If you're watching it this far, then hopefully you are working this as a business. And I'm telling you right now, this is how you're going to get business income. This is how it happens. Not by posting and praying, not by showing up once a week in your VIP group. You have got to also engage and create relationships with these people. This is how I have built my successful business strictly from social media. Now, I'm not telling you to do everything that I do, but I am always going to be the one there sharing what is working for me and also sharing what is not working for me. I told you about Visly. It just didn't work for me, right? I am going to be upfront and honest with you when it comes to what works and what doesn't for me. And you need to be the same way because what works for me may not work for you. But maybe this way does. I'm going to give this a try. So give it a good, honest try. I say 3 months. Do something for 3 months and then do a self-audit at the end of it and see what was working. Did I get new leads? Did I get any new sales? Did I grab any new customers? No? Okay, then I need to change up my strategy. You're not going to sweat about it. You're not going to get down on yourself. You're not going to go, oh, I suck at this and move on. No, you're not. You're not going to do that because that is not who you are. Because if you are here working this as a business, I want to just say, this world, the world that we live in today, is no longer the world that we used to live in before the world turned upside down, okay? People are more focused online. They are doing more of their shopping online. We are closing down major retailers because they are going all online. Macy's is one of them, right? Who, even though Macy's, which I'm pretty sure is a pretty large chain here in the US, I know it is around here, right? Even they have closed most, if not all. There may be one actual store still open, but the majority of their sales are now being done online. People are buying online. People are looking at Instagram or Facebook and they're seeing the ads and they're going, oh, I could use that in my life. Or, oh, I know my sister absolutely loves Nightmare Before Christmas. Oh my gosh, that would be such a great thing for me to get her for Christmas. Oh, all right, I'm going to snag that. How cool is that? That's how people are shopping. So we have to put ourselves in the mindset of that. And again, we have to build those relationships with those people. And we can't just do it once a week. Use the things that will help you to be consistent. If you can't figure out those platforms or don't want to use them, none of those have worked for you, You can use Facebook in and of itself if you're in a group, okay? Specifically like your VIP group, your business page, right? If you've got those kind of things going on, then you can just use Facebook, and you can use the schedule feature and it will do it for you. That is free, right? It comes with Facebook. Okay, you can do that. If that doesn't work for you, look in your life to see, do I have a good friend who's always on social media? Hey, would you mind helping me out? I need a little bit of help here. Do you have an older kid who's always on social media? Put them to work. Okay, say, this is what I want you to do. Will you go take some pictures of this for me? Will you go make this look really cute? Oh my gosh. Stacy Behringer and her daughter, I absolutely love her daughter because she is not only just an amazing little human. She is an amazing human. Not little. She's not so little anymore. She's growing up. But she is an amazing human. And here's the thing. She's really good at decorating. Stacy went on a retreat, came home, and her daughter had decorated with all of the Halloween decor in the house. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Right? So look for those ways. Maybe your sister or brother or best friend, whatever. Ask them for help. Ask them for help and be like, you know what, hey, what? I'll hook you up with some of my free Scentsy over here, right? You want some bars? I got some bars for you. You want to borrow a warmer? I'll give you one of my warmers. I got an extra one. Take that and I'll fill you up with wax once a month because I always subscribe to the warmer and scent of the month. I know I'm going to have at least one bar that I can give you, right? If you will take some time to take some pictures for me, that would be awesome. Find the ways. You can do it. You just have to figure out what's going to work for you. And that is when your social media is going to actually start producing the results that you want. It is not an overnight thing. It is not all about the numbers. It's about you being consistent and targeting your target audience, being intentional with what you are putting out there and balancing it with you. So I hope that these tips have given you some insight, given you some maybe golden nuggets to take away from this. Hero the dog. Hero. I need a focus mode for Hero. Those are the things that you're going to be able to take away and start putting into practice. So that is your homework for this week. Take a look at your social media today or whenever you watch this video. Take a look at it. What does it look like? How often are you posting? Are you just posting sale, 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 sale? Buy from me. Join my team. Buy from me. Join my team. No, friends. No. Add more of you in there. Okay? Be more original. I know you can. I know you can. We need help. Hello. There's resources all around you. The catalog in and of itself, right? Again, if you don't have product, you don't have your business supplies yet, or you just started and you're like, no, I didn't get all that stuff. I don't have it. Okay, I don't care. There's digital versions. Go to the digital catalog. Look it up. Look from there. You'll see on every single page, there's little interests. Like this one talks about the Marvel warmer. Choose your view. This warmer includes Captain America, Iron Man, Hulk, Thor, and Black Widow. So you can feature your favorite superhero, right? Just by turning the warmer around. All right. I've said my piece, right? All right. You've got homework to do. You're going to take a look at what is currently going well. You're going to pick your platform and you're going to start from there, okay? I love you all. And I only say all of these things because I want you truly from the bottom of my heart. I want you to be successful. And I want you to see that I have done this. I have built my business this way. And if I can do this, trust me, you can too. And we're going to do it together because Jacqui isn't going anywhere. So let's do this together. Let's grow our businesses. This is the best season when it comes to Scentsy, and we are going to do it. All right, guys, that's what I got for you for this Tuesday training. And you know, I'll be back next week. Bye.